morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's first session of the day of the Thailand Focus 2025. And the panel is titled Thailand's Competitiveness and Investment Outlook. So I guess we are honored to have distinguished panelists with us today, which I think doesn't need any introduction. But I guess we can just go straight into our discussion this morning because we have quite a short period of time to discuss. We will be discussing three key issues this morning. Number one, what makes Thailand competitive? I think in our panelists' view, what the strength of Thailand. Secondly, I think the trade tariff issue, I think is an important one, and investors are interested to hear how that would impact Thailand's situation in terms of competitiveness and how the attractiveness of Thailand. And last, we will be discuss issue about what Thailand must take and the steps that we have to take to strengthen our competitiveness going forward. So let me go to the first round discussion to frame our discussion. Let us start with the fundamentals. We know that Thailand facing a lot of challenges, both fundamental and cyclical, but we just want to discuss about the issue of what makes Thailand competitive. So I guess let me start with Khun Narit, Secretary General of the BOI. What are the Thailand key strengths? What makes Thailand competitive? What are the attractiveness that would make Thailand competitive compared to our peers in the region?
Thank you, Dr. Pipat. To give a clear picture of the competitive advantage of Thailand, let me begin with the recent trend of the investment in Thailand. This chart shows the investment growth over the past decade. Last year, we reached a 10-year high with the investment application more than 1 trillion baht, or 34 billion US dollar, 35% increase from the year 2023. And for the foreign direct investment, the orange line also increased by 25%. And this momentum continued in the first half of this year with the investment application over 32 billion US dollar and 139% increase from the same period of last year. These figures reflect the strong trust and confidence that investors have placed in Thailand. And the top 5 foreign direct investors in Thailand include Singapore, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. And in terms of the sector, the electronics, digital, and automotive continue to be the main driver of the investment in Thailand. And this slide shows the competitive advantage of Thailand. Amid the global challenges and uncertainty, I believe that Thailand will be the right destination for the investor who are looking for the place which has strong foundation, resilient, and cost-effective. We offer a well-developed infrastructure, including deep sea port, international airport, and we have more than 70 industrial estates across the country. And we also have a well-developed digital infrastructure and top-tier data center. Kun Suphachai from True Corporation and Kun Chawapol from Huawei may elaborate more on the data center business in Thailand. And in terms of the market access, we have 17 FTA with 24 countries. And Thai government is now accelerating the negotiation with key partners like EU and Canada and Korea. And we are also one of the members of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, which is the largest trading bloc in the world. For the supply chain, we offer a robust supply chain, especially for the automotive, electronics, and chemical, which is a good foundation for new industry like EV, semiconductor, and advanced electronics. And regarding the investment ecosystem, green energy is our strength that is unique to Thailand. We are launching the new mechanism to provide clean energy to the business, such as the UGT or Utility Green Tariff, which will enable business to buy clean energy from existing and new sources, bundled with renewable energy certificate. And we also offer direct PPA. The government allocate 2,000 megawatt for data center business. Direct PPA will allow large-scale energy user to contract directly with the renewable producers through the state grid. And for Thailand, Thailand produce at least 100,000 STEM graduates per year. And the BOI is also collaborating with the Ministry of Higher Education to implement special program to develop talent for new industries like semiconductor, EV, and AI technology. Regarding the support from the government, we provide our full support for the investor, especially for the BOI. We grant tax and non-tax incentive, as well as financial incentive through the Competitiveness Fund. And we also focus on the ease of doing business. One of the good examples is the establishment of Thailand Investment and Expat Service Center, which just opened in March this year at One Bangkok building. This center will combine one-stop service for visa and work permit, and also one-stop service for investment consultation. And the BOI also implement the long-term resident visa, which will offer 10-year visa with digital work permit to 4 target groups, including the wealthy pensioner, wealthy global citizen, and high-skilled professional, and also the work from Thailand professional. So, apart from the factors that I just mentioned, Thailand is also ranked the best country to start a business by US News. And in terms of the investor sentiment, we are ranked the first in ASEAN and 10 in the world for FDI Confidence Index by Kearney. And for SDG, we are ranked the first in ASEAN for Sustainable Development Goal Index. That means we are ready to go green. And also, Thailand is continue to be one of the most livable nations in the world. We are ranked the 6th in the world for best expat destination. So these are our competitive advantage and the reason why many multinational enterprises have chosen Thailand as their second home. Thank you.
Thank you, Khap. Let me ask a follow-up question. You talk about the competitiveness, the attractiveness of Thailand, but what are being cited as the key challenges by the investor when they wanted to come to Thailand? There must be some challenges.
As we moving towards the technology-based industry, the talent is a key. So one of the major concerns of the investor is the talent development in Thailand. This is why we are focusing on talent development program by partnering with the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Higher Education. Okay. We focus both vocational and engineering level.
Okay, great. Thank you, Narit. Thank you for setting the stage and lay out the investment outlook. Let us hear from the perspective of the private sector. Let me turn Kun Suphachai. As a Thailand largest investor, how do you see the local investment environment of Thailand compared to other countries? And do you agree with Kun Narit on the strength of Thailand?
Yes. Thank you. From the CP Group perspectives, I think we continue to invest in all of our core business units each have not lowered its investment. And this, again, is not by policies, but by looking at the growth opportunities. So each of the BUs, for example, through corporation, continue to invest roughly around $1 billion a year, US dollars. Retail business, such as CP Extra, also close to $1 billion. CPR, also close to $1 billion, including the CPF, is continue to invest in Thailand and definitely abroad. I think certainly Thailand have a strong fundamental, and as Kun Narit have mentioned, we have seen through our own eyes that for example, the data center investment have been moving into Thailand, and Thailand have geographical suitabilities, including all the incentive and the openness for the investments. So I believe Thailand will be, another very important hub for ASEAN and for Asia regions for the data center. This is a strong foundation for the AI-driven economy going forward. Not only that, but we also have seen through the context of the investment, such as industrial estates from different countries, especially from China, for example. Thailand also have been, or more or less, almost #1 destination for industrial estate manufacturing investment for China in ASEAN regions. I think, again, this is due to a lot of foundations and very fundamental strength that Dr. Narit have just mentioned just now. Is included all the incentive, the openness, the culture, the livables of Thailand. So a lot of infrastructure in Thailand also are among the top, for example, such as the telecom infrastructure will continue to evolve as a strong infrastructure. I think if you look at Thailand, it's almost like we have the Thailand that are more developed, like Bangkok and EECs. And we see that the ancient EECs, which used to be mostly petrochemical, now evolve into real manufacturing of the new industry and data centers. So this again is really a good news for Thailand. It's really happening. If you look at a ship that's gonna go the distance, then you're looking at what we are investing today and what our fuel putting into what area of the industry. And I think we have the right investment in the right area, especially for this transformation period. But not only that, Thailand have a very good geographical, I would say, locations that have high potential. So if you're gonna pick a real estate, for example, that is gonna appreciate through times. Thailand is where we should pick, because it's just the right location and the right infrastructure, and now the right foundations. Now people start talking about, let's say, the talents and how we be able to reskill our people. But I think what Dr. Narit have just mentioned now is the ease of, for example, the long-term visa, the ease of working in Thailand, the ease of doing business in Thailand, or the incentive to actually invest in Thailand, and including, I'm not sure, but including, for example, if the Thailand start to come up with the policies of 99 years foreign or ownership of the land, for example. Thailand is a really livable place even for myself, I travel around the world. So if we open up more, we can actually attract a lot of investments. But not only that, the key is a lot of talents to work and do business in Thailand. So I think this is also one very core strength, which I think the government, the agents like BOI are working upon. So I'm quite confident that Thailand have the right foundations, and the continuing investment in infrastructure per annum continue to be consistent and increasing in terms of the government spending, in terms of overall investment in Thailand, be it public, private, including foreign investment, continue to grow steadily up. I think we are seeing situations where Thailand is transforming itself among all these really a lot of changes and challenges, including all these geopolitics and issues. So with all that noise, with all that fog, it's almost like a plane is traveling through a cloudy conditions. But I think we are on the right track. It's just a bit cloudy, that's all.
Great, thank you, Kap. Then with that, let us turn to Kun Chawapol, the president of Huawei Technologies. Right? Huawei has chosen Thailand as one of the major investment hub. What were the decision factors? What make Huawei choose to invest in Thailand?
Well, that's a lot to like, for Thailand. I mean, from Huawei's perspective, this is the 28th years that we have been in Thailand. And I think Huawei recognized early on the potentials of the market. If you looked at it, Kun Suphachai and Kun Narit has mentioned, a few things. Well, first of all, geographically, we are ideally situated. So in order for us to build ourselves to be a technological hubs, in order to support, starting from the regional and, moving along into the global, technology hubs, which would be supporting the other industry, private or public, because if you look at the demand for technology has been super strong over the past few years, and because we are looking at the abilities of private and public sectors, in order for us to be competitive. And all of these digital technologies play a major role in supporting. Kun Suphachai mentioned AI data centers. Kun Narit mentioned a lot of government initiatives in order to help support this growth. So from Huawei perspective, the demand for modernization and transformation has been super strong, and that happened across industry. Financial services, manufacturing, wellness, and healthcare. I really love the slide that Kun Suphachai used, right? So basically, those are basically the six, hubs that, and you can see that all of that required super strong stacks of technology to support. So from demand perspective, this is perfect, for a company like Huawei. And the other thing is we have a bunch of government initiatives and policies, which to me, that's one of the major strengths. We have like the EEC, initiatives early on. We have the Thailand 4.0. We have the cloud first policies coming out. So all of these policies has demonstrated, that the country is actually set its sights on the right directions. And all of this represent a lot of opportunities for a company like us. And however, we believe that there's rooms, for businesses and improvement. Kun Narit and Kun Suphachai also mentioned the same thing, that the potential gaps in terms of skills and in terms of the readiness of the modernized digital infrastructures. So those are the area. But for a company like Huawei, when we recognize, the potential in the countries, and then together with the long-term, relationship among, China and Thailand, trace back, if you looked at any situation or any critical situation that has happened over the course of the history, the relationship between the two countries remains strong, and Huawei has been believing in growing the businesses in the country and at the same time also contribute to the country as well. So I think these are areas where we believe that it makes Huawei committed very early on. We are one of the first countries outside of China that we chose to have a long-term investment. So the first time we came into the country, we are a fully registered company, meaning that all of our revenue, basically, we are a fully registered Thai company governed by Thai laws.
Great, thank you, Khap. Then let us turn to the second question, I guess. The issue of interest to many investors is how Thailand is going to be impacted by this new tariff round that I think the Deputy Finance Minister has mentioned as well. There's a lot of issue apart from the 19% reciprocal tariff that we're going to be getting. There's an issue about the transshipment, how the panelists see the impact of those issues on the trade and investment flows into Thailand. So let me start with Narit again. What's the perspective of BOI? How do you see the impact of those factors into the investment into Thailand?
I believe the trade war and tech war that we are facing is a long-term game. I think that under President Trump administration, the negotiation and the readjustment of the tariff can happen anytime. So our approach is not just manage short-term situation, but to ensure the long-term sustainability and resilience. Since the tariff rate of the ASEAN country are quite similar, around 19 to 20%. So the differentiating factors will be the economic foundation and what each country has to offer. For Thailand, we offer many elements that will benefit the investor, including the well-developed infrastructure, both fiscal and digital, and also robust supply chain, high-quality workforce, and the readiness in terms of energy and clean energy. And we also offer cost-effective manufacturing base. So this has made Thailand stand out as the regional hub of the industry development in the future. For transshipment tariff is under negotiation. We still waiting for the details and definition what it is considered as transshipment. But please be assured that the Thailand working team led by Deputy Prime Minister Suphachai will do our best to make the best deal with the US government, which will also benefit the investor in Thailand.
Okay, great. Thank you, Khap. But I think there are measures in terms of like getting this industry to be ready, right? Because there are a lot of industries, manufacturing industry in Thailand that have low regional value-added content that could be affected by the transshipment tariff.
This is also our opportunity to strengthen the localization. We will also focus on the supply chain development to increase the local content rate in Thailand.
So let me turn to Kun Suphachai as well. I think apart from one of the key element of the trade negotiation that we heard is we affect how the agricultural sector would be affected by this negotiation. You as one of the key player in this industry, what's your view on that, and what would be the impact onto Thailand's agricultural sector?
Well, certainly because we are in the feed mill and in the poultry, the tariff implications on the U.S. import have less impact because it's more on the raw materials, such as the corn, wheat, all these raw materials that could be imported from the U.S. From Thailand, we usually import it mostly from like South America and some from the East Europes. So now shifting more toward the US, actually the costs are still very competitive. This actually probably even be able to lower the cost of the raw materials in our case. Our first estimate is actually quite positive. But there are also the impacts such as those who grow soybeans in Thailand, those who grow corn in Thailand. So those sectors, we have to probably take care of them to help them also transform the plantations into the higher values area. I think Thailand is very big in the rice, for example, especially homely rice, jasmine rice. It never actually catch up with the demand. But we need more technology, we need more management, industrializations of such plantations. For example, in the fruits plantations, I think Thailand is very, very big in the fruits plantation. It's growing every year. Just China market alone is already taking up the whole demand for the country. So a lot of those we need to plan it down. So there are some impact, give and take. But overall, I think we should take this as an opportunity because, for example, the U.S. would take the export from Thailand as something which is not just a rubber stamp kind of manufacturing, say from China. So to develop further supply chain development in Thailand, using this, again, the policies, we have to work with the US and work with China, for example, or other investments from foreign investment in Thailand, and how the Thai SMEs could be incentivized to join this supply chain, the new supply chain, and adjust themselves, from the traditional manufacturing. I think this is also a very important time as part of the Thai industry transformations, dealing with this, the geopolitics and the U.S. Tariff policies. So I think this is really a change for the good, but we have to take some impact one way or the other. But for me, I think right now, if you look at how the U.S. applied the tariff, it's actually across all countries, including competing countries to Thailand. So therefore, it's turned out that I think Thailand will still be able to maintain its competitiveness, even though with this tariff of, say, 19%.
And let me turn to Kun Chawapol, I guess, in the context of this supply chain diversification and I think global trade reconfiguration, what do you see as the biggest opportunity and the most pressing risk for Thailand? And as a global firm like Huawei, what's a strategic adjustment needed to adjust to these changes?
Right. So when disruption happens, it's definitely to represent challenges. But, to Kun Narit and Kun Suphachai, again, it's hard to be the third person answering this question because, both of them are also talking about opportunities. I certainly agree because, from our own perspective, throughout our history as well, there's always been a lot of challenges. And we always take it as the opportunities to, improve upon ourselves. I think this also represents the opportunities for businesses and the countries, and also including the public sectors as well. It's the opportunity for us to start diversifying, our portfolios, beyond just manufacturing. I mean, we've heard conversation about like moving, up the value chains, but at the same time, again, there's so many other verticals that we have a lot of strength as a country. Like for example, agriculturals, Kun Suphachai talk about like tables. So all these cultures, tourism, a lot of these are, a lot of things. We have a lot of tools. We have a lot of, charms, a lot of things, differentiations already. The challenge is how we take these opportunities to modernize it, to be more effective, to be more efficient, and at the same time, how do we bring in, technologies to help us achieve that? One of the key challenges is how do we also create a strong local ecosystems and take that local ecosystem along with us as well. So this is why the way we are seeing these challenges is that it's provide urgency to the business and a lot of public sectors to relook at what has been done, and then make them to be more decisive in taking the next steps. And from our own perspective, every time there's major challenges, we always go back to the roots of two things. The first one is R&D, meaning that Huawei is a company that heavily invested in R&D every year. On average, we spend 20 to 25% of the revenue back to R&D, which is really, really high proportions. And we heard Narit mentions about a lot of other areas like green energies. Suphachai talk about AI data centers. All of these data centers consume tremendous amount of power. So, and that's also represent when one challenges appears, then you have the opportunities for some areas, and then when you have that opportunities for data centers, you also have opportunities for green energies. So, and all of these required major investment back into the technologies. But at the same time, we also believe in basically local ecosystems, and that's the area where it would help address the skill gaps of the countries. And we have been playing major roles over the past 5 years. We have already trained 100,000 professionals in the IT industries. To me, that's an area of focus. That's provide technology transfer and the ability to retain the skills and also the knowledge base in order for us to be able to build something which is sustainable in the long run, and that it allow us to to be at a point where we could be technologically or competitively independent.
Thank you, Kap. Let's come to the last round of questions. I guess we have 6 minutes left. Try to put this through. The big question is then, amidst the global uncertainty, all these challenges, both externally and domestically that we have, what should Thailand do next to maintain and strengthen our competitiveness? So I guess let me start with Narit again. What's the key policy changes the BOI and the government have in the pipeline in order to strengthen our competitiveness?
We prepare many measures to mitigate the impact of the U.S. tariff and also the global challenges. For example, we have the smart and sustainable industry measure to support the existing investor to adapt themselves by upgrading their production facility, replace machinery, or using automation, digital and AI technology to improve the efficiency. And we also launched the new measure to promote the localization, especially for the electric vehicle and electrical appliances, by giving additional incentive for the company that can achieve certain percentage of the local content. And we also support this initiative through many activities, such as the annually subcontracting and business matching event like Subcon Thailand, and we also partner with many companies to organize sourcing day to promote the linkage between foreign investor and local supply chain. So I believe this measure will help the investor in Thailand to adapt and stay competitive meet the global challenges.
ขอบคุณครับ And คุณสุภชัย what are the key changes on the top of your priority that you want to see Thailand should do to maintain our competitiveness?
I think, how can Thailand adjust itself to become a hub for talents? How can we attract talents as much as we can to come to Thailand, to live, to work, to do business? And then we have to make it ourselves most competitive to attract the investments following the talent. So I think these have to come together. So if we can, whatever we can do to encourage more talents into Thailand, that's very important. It will also help upskill, reskilling the local talents. This is a shortcut. And Thailand is the place where we can deploy all these, again, talents and capitals to the region. So that kind of transformation, we need a lot of leadership and focus from the government. So I hope that, again, the political stabilities would also be in place soon. And including the conflict between Thai and Cambodia. So I think that part, because we are Thai, we know that we have some conflict here and there with our neighbors, but it's not going to blow up. I think it's something which we can handle going forward. Second is we know that we are situated in the really geo locations and geopolitical location that are very essential, even within the ASEAN and also even between the superpower like China and US. So how we make ourselves value to ASEAN, value to China, value to US. That's very important. Or you could say that in some part we have to stay neutral, but most of all to make ourselves valuable. And a big part of that is going to be talking about the connectivity, talking about the logistic and connectivity. When we talk about logistics, definitely we're talking about the connecting China, Thailand, Malaysia, even including Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar, and this mainland part of ASEAN, and definitely toward the rest of the ASEAN. So I think if we can do that kind of infrastructure, be it the transportation and logistics, be it the regulation related. If we focus, I think Thailand will create a lot of values for itself and for all the trade partners, including the US. I think we have to still continue to reach our potential in certain area, not only tourism but in the agricultural area, right? So Thailand is a nation that rich of the food, agriculture, but it wasn't able to totally transform itself, and still 40% or more population depend on the agricultural industry. So if we can transform the agriculture industry through the corporation or the co-op structure successfully, taking a journey of 3 years, 5 years, it will enhance a lot of values for the country. Last but not least is in the tech area and also in the renewable energy. It's kind of go together. So digital transformation, I think we are in the right momentum. We need to make sure that we are really moving toward the green economy and become a leading country in the green economy. And we have that potential. We have to work toward all those kind of requirements and expectation also from the foreign investment partners.
That's quite a long list of things that we need to do, particularly on the politics. Let me turn to Charoen. As a foreign investor, as part of a foreign company as well, what do you see in terms of the issue that Thailand has to improve in terms of to improve the competitiveness?
I think it's absolutely for us to position ourselves as the platform where global supply, regional trades, and digital innovation intersect. And to me, we talked about the abilities to move and progress. Manufacturing won't be the same type of manufacturing we have been doing all along. Wellness and healthcare represent a lot of opportunities, but that is not going to be the same wellness and healthcare that we have seen. Agricultural, and the other areas. So to me, these requires a lot of underlying platform and technologies to support it. Under a couple of major topics where we need to discuss and make it happen includes the sovereign cloud, sovereign data centers. So all of and also data platforms. We talked about AIs, how it play major roles in creating competitive advantage. But at the same time, we also need to look at the other sides of how we could leverage all of these, the power of this data, but it wouldn't be the data that we were familiar with 30, 40 years ago. This is a type of new in-depth data that if it's possessed by the right hand, it would be a tremendous asset. But at the same time, the power of this data needs to be harnessed, needs to be secured and managed. That's the area where it would be driving the requirement for sovereign data centers, sovereign cloud, sovereign data platforms, and finally, the areas of green energy. You talked about the world of digitals, AIs. All of these, it consumes, a lot of powers. So that is the one areas where we have had a lot of initiatives from the government in terms of the green energy, in terms of solars and also EVs. So you'll be expecting to see, all of these technologies, playing larger and larger roles, exponentially within this year.
Thank you, Kap. And thank you for our distinguished panelists for the insight. I think today's key takeaway is quite important. And number one, Taiwan remains competitiveness as witnessed by the flow of interest of the investment coming into the countries. Number two, I think the global risk is real, but I think manageable. And if we take it as an opportunity, we can actually leverage up on that. And I think number three, there are a few key challenges that we discussed. I think the issue about the talent pool, talent development, and then all other issues spring up. And there are a long list of things that we need to do to maintain and strengthen competitiveness. So I think please give a big round of applause to our panelists, and thank you for your insight today.
Thank you so much for the insightful session.